Hello world, it is Victor Two-Time, aka the Latin Swordsman. Yes, I made that up. Please don't steal it. And man, today, I'm sorry, today, May the 9th, 2026. It's 10:23 p.m. Recording this late, man, because earlier today I received some really, really bad news. Blindsided me, still in disbelief, and trying to process that. It's hard. Um, it doesn't impact me directly, but it kind of does because, what happened to, or what is happening, what's going to happen to a close friend of mine. I don't know, man. Just it fucked me up. But anyways, I'm not gonna dive into that. You clicked on the video. You saw the title and the thumbnail. Outgrowing loneliness. It can be a long, arduous, painful process, but it's a dark, lonely path, man. But I feel like it's a necessary one. I feel like I'm at a point now to where I've outgrown it to an extent. I still slip up, and I do something or some things that I shouldn't do, but that's because my heart is still part of a situation, and it's like kind of hard to just turn it off. I can't. It's hard. I just can't turn it off. I'm trying though. But as far as the loneliness part on my end, it's become relatively easier. I do have a job now that I truly enjoy. I'm learning. Working 4 days a week, having 3 days off gives me a lot of time to just enjoy the downtime after work is over, and plenty of time to reset, plenty of time to refocus, work out, meal prep, do everything I need to get done. Be there for my brother, be there for my mom whenever she needs me. Like, having so much free time definitely opens up a lot more for me to do. So there's going to be some changes in the future for sure. But to get to the point I'm at now, it was such a long process. See, I guess to be kind of honest, and it's putting me out there a little bit as a crazy person, but last year I had a pretty severe mental breakdown with everything that was going on. I had to check into the mental hospital here locally, and it was eye opening for sure. I was there, I think, for was it 3 days, 4 days? I can't remember. It was last year in June. I remember that. But yeah, man, and I saw not to say my problems weren't big because they were to me, but when I was in there, I saw a lot, and it opened up my eyes to like, damn, it could be a lot worse. But fast forward to now. Over the past few months, I've kind of leaned more into just loving myself, I guess, realizing my self-worth. Um, I feel like that's the one thing that a lot of people nowadays kind of fail to do is they don't see their own self-worth. They feel like they need the validation of someone else to actually feel like they're worthy of having nice things or worthy of, the love that they feel like they deserve. When, I mean, it's going to sound cliche, but it all starts with you. Knowing who you are, knowing what makes you tick, knowing the kind of love that you deserve, even without somebody else giving it to you, just makes things easier because you know exactly what you want, how you want it, when you want it, everything, XYZ. So, but at the same time, like, you're not going to find out what that is when you're with someone. At least I feel like you won't. I'm not saying that, I had to find out all this stuff after a pretty hard breakup and mental hospital stay and all this other stuff, losing jobs here and that. But along the journey I was on, it kind of clicked. Now, again, I still slip up and, I reach out to a certain individual when I shouldn't. And, but that's only because I'm filled with so much regret and so much pain. And not that I need them to see the growth, because what I did was so far out of my character. but I had to remove myself from a situation. And sometimes, in order to do that, man, you have to be a monster. And deep down, that's not who you are. It's just that person brought it out of you, and you have to do your best to break away from it. You have to do your best to like find out who you are. And once you do that, I feel like things just kind of fall into place. Being single, not even focusing on wanting to be in a relationship, which is kind of strange because I feel like I've always been in a relationship, or just involved, but I haven't been for quite some time now. And it's kind of gratifying in a way, like knowing that I can actually do this on my own with, I say I've had financial help from my parents because, when I was going through my tough times, I mean, my mom would, hey, throw me some money whenever I needed food or gas or whatever. But her biggest thing was, I know that you're trying. The fact that you still wake up every day tells me that you haven't given up yet. The fact that you are out there, looking for work, that you haven't given up on love, you haven't actually given up on life, is all the payback I need as your mom, you know. And my dad, he just wants me to be happy. He doesn't want me to worry about nobody else's problems but my own, which I think it's understandable. Like, but when you care about certain people, you're gonna make their issues your issues. But the thing is, my dad is like, don't get so involved with someone else's situation and someone else's problems where it's bringing you down. It's making your life miserable. So I can agree with him on that. God takes away things when it's the right time. When you need to develop patience, he doesn't, God doesn't snap his fingers and gives you patience. He puts you in a situation to develop that patience one step at a time, When God wants you to actually fall in love with someone, he doesn't just, again, snap his fingers and put someone in your life. He puts someone in your life to find out who you are inside and out. They find out what makes you tick. They find out what makes you happy. They find out what makes you sad. And in the end, if that person is for you, loving you is going to come so easy to them. Like I would say in the previous situation, I woke up every morning trying to figure out a new way to love this person. I was trying to be creative every single day because at the end of the day, knowing that they felt loved and they felt happy made my heart full, right? And, it just, in that particular situation, didn't end the way I wanted it to. But I learned that I'm capable of a lot more than what I give myself credit for. Outgrowing the loneliness. I know I kind of veered off, but it's all part of the picture, right? It's all part of one big picture when you actually take a step back and like, damn, I'm able to do this by myself. I'm able to do that without any help. I'm able to actually complete these hard tasks next to no help. And it feels good because I know deep down I'm the one that did it. And once you get to that point, man, not to say it's addicting to be lonely, because of course it's not. At least I don't think so. But it's addicting to love yourself and never settling. I think that's the biggest takeaway from all this is like I've actually realized, man, the way I love isn't going to be the same way someone else loves, but they love me, great. If they love me enough to want to make me happy, even better. If they love me even in my darkest times and my saddest times, like I know that they're good. They're good people. But I don't know, I guess this is kind of a positive video. It's not really sad. Yeah, I know loneliness can be sad, but sometimes it's necessary, man. Like you have to work on yourself. It's funny because I met up with my homeboy Cruz at the gym. We had a relatively late gym session. It was my second one today. And he was like, damn, man, I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. And true enough, I haven't seen him in almost a month. My job started on, I think, April the 13th. So, I haven't seen him about close to a month. So, but I just been focusing on me, man. I've been focusing on my work, focusing on my getting back as far as my meal prep goes, and just feeling good about myself, man, And I know it's kind of hard to say, like, when you feel, sounds sappy, but again, when you love yourself, it's like, it's easy to just detach yourself from all the drama, kind of realize that, damn, I made some really bad mistakes, but they were necessary to get me to where I am now. Again, I hated the fact that I had to be an absolute asshole to a certain person, but I did what I had to do because I think, and I hate to say it, but I think I just know I had to do what I had to do for myself. And I wish that they would see, like, yes, what I did probably hurt them. I know it did, but it was a reaction. It was all it was. I had to protect myself. At the end of the day, I think we're both better off for it. You know, there are bigger things at hand. If they're happy, then I'm happy. Um, I'm happy for the moment, being by myself, working on myself, just going to work, going to the gym, coming home, and just, I don't know. This video is dragging on way too long. But yeah, if y'all come across this video, anyone that comes across this video, if you're going through a tough time, just know that there is an end to it all. You will come to a point to where the pain is pretty much gone. You aren't completely happy with where you are, but you're a lot happier than what you were yesterday. And that may seem small, but trust me, it is a big, huge milestone to get over. There's just certain people in my life, one in particular, that I just want them to be happy. I want them to be seen. I want them to be heard, supported, loved. And, if they have all those things, then I'm happy for them. Anyways, man, I'll probably release this out tomorrow. So if you come across this, happy Mother's Day for all the mothers out there. Y'all take it easy.